speak. So I would now like to introduce our honoured guest from Laos, the Deputy Head of the Mission from Laos in the UK, Councillor Thavone Singharaj.
Thank you.
Good evening, comrades, and thank you very much for these opportunities. This is my first time to be here with you on the stage, but before that I always sit behind the microphone because of somehow this, I like to know this how you make it great, and then I'm afraid that okay, I cannot make it like as best as you. So this is my first opportunity for that. And this is the opportunity for me to represent the Republic of the Laos PDR to the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland to speak with you and with regards to the the developments of the Laos PDR, follow the October Revolution, how we can transform ourselves from this milestone into our national development. And without further ado, I may share with you with regards to the follow-up, the successful of the October Revolution, the Indochina, the successful of August Revolution of Vietnam as our friends, and the Declaration of Independence on September 1945 was a 1 in 1,000 years opportunities, and the Lao people seek this rare opportunity to rise up and seek power and declare independence on October 12, 1945, making Laos as an independent sovereignty and territory independent country. However, within a few months of the independence, the old colonialism invaded the three Indochina nations for the second time, as you may know, this Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia. The Lao people, together with the Vietnam and Cambodian friends, continue a long struggle until the victory of Dien Bien Phu battle of the Vietnamese army and the people, and the Geneva Accord of September 1955 on Indochina. On March 2nd, 22nd of 1955, the Lao People Party, at the time but now is a Lao Revolutionary Party, was officially established, and from the moment of it was established, our party faced the invasion of the new types of imperialism and the strongest and richest empire of the modern era.
Described variously as an out-French colonialism, and its French refusal to treat indigenous populations decently. You find it again described as a war between the communists and the other elements in Southeast Asia, but you have a confused idea of where is located Laos or Cambodia, or any of the Siam, or any of the other countries that are involved. You don't know really why we are so concerned with the far-off southeast corner of Asia. Why is it? Now, first of all, the last great population remaining in Asia that has not become dominated by the Kremlin, of course, is the subcontinent of India, including the Pakistani government. Here are 350 million people are still free. Now let us assume that we lose Indochina. If Indochina goes, several things happen right away. The Kra Peninsula, the last little bit of end hanging on down there, would be scarcely defensible. The tin and the tungsten that we so greatly value from that area would cease coming. But all India would be outflanked. Burma would certainly, in its weakened condition, be no defense. Now India is surrounded on that side by the communist empire. Iran, on its left, is in a weakened condition. I believe I read in the paper this morning that Mossadegh's move toward getting rid of his parliament has been supported, and of course he was in that move supported by the Cde, which is the Communist Party of Iran. All of that weakening position around there is very ominous for the United States, because finally, if we lost all that, how would the free world hold the rich empire of Indonesia?
Our party proactively grasped and applied Marxism and Leninism to its actual situation, combining patriotism and the spirit of independence and self-reliance, and the support and the assistance of fractional socialism and social countries, especially solidarity between Laos and Vietnam, and the great assistance of Soviet Union, China, and other socialist countries. Our country, under the leadership of the Lao Revolutionary Party, has been moving towards the socialism with a great speed, knowing its strength and weakness. President Kaison Phomvihane has taken the initiative to reform from 1979 to 1986. The Fourth Party Congress became the Reform Patch, which was the first of all reform of the economic outlook. The reform has principle and clear direction. Our party has set a principle of adhering to Marxism and Leninism and its five tradition and theoretical foundation of the party. Over the 30 years of the implementation of such reform, we have achieved many great achievements, but we also face new and complex challenges in the world of globalization and international integration, which required us to uphold the solidarity as a pillar and continue to implement the resolution of the Party Congress to bring them to fruition. The current situation of Laos shows that despite many challenges under the comprehensive leadership of the Lao People Revolutionary Party, the country has been able to ensure this political stability and national security and enjoy basic social peace and continuously grow the economy and gradually improve the people's life standards. At present, the Lao PDR is focusing on its implementation of the resolution of the 11th National Congress in the final period and prepare for the 12th National Congress of the Lao PDR to be held in early next year. As this year marked the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Lao PDR, we will be holding the grand celebration on the December 2nd, 2015 this year. And on and on, we see that over the past decades, socialism has been both glorious and gloomy periods, but the value of October Revolution remain immortal and still trend of human striving. And taking this opportunity, I'd like to thank CPGB to give me this opportunity to share with you even short, but I hope that would bring you into more detail of how we are, the Lao PDR is implementing at this juncture. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, comrade, thank you. And we continue to appreciate the great struggles and indomitable spirit of the peoples of the countries who remained socialist in the era when socialism was retreating in the world. You know, there was an era of great socialist advance. In fact, there were two eras of great socialist advance. There was the October Revolution, and the whole of the Soviet Union was created. And then after World War II, there was another great unleashing of socialist energy that continued right into the 1960s. And since 1991, we've had an era of socialist retreat. We have lost many of our important positions, including, of course, the great USSR and the whole Eastern European bloc of socialist countries. So the fact that Cuba, Laos, Vietnam, North Korea, and China have remained socialist in this period, and particularly for the small countries, how incredibly hard that's been, and how the imperialists tried in that moment, when they felt triumphant, to strangle every one of the small socialist countries by every possible means. And we see in their behavior the absolutely genocidal intent and practice of imperialism, just as we're seeing in Gaza today. We see exactly the same mentality against the people of the DPRK, the people of Cuba, the people of Venezuela, the people of Laos, the people of Vietnam. We've seen how the imperialists took advantage of every possible difficulty for those countries and tried to make those difficulties worse, so the people would suffer so much that they would bring down their own government and destroy their own social system. And they wanted the people to suffer. It's exactly the same mentality that they had when Russia launched its SMO in Ukraine, was forced into a war that the NATO imperialists had prepared and provoked. And what did the imperialists say when they launched their sanctions blitzkrieg? They said, we'll reduce the ruble to rubble, we'll make the people scream, there'll be regime change straight away, they'll be starving and they'll bring down their government. That's their plan. Make the people suffer. That's imperialism's way of maintaining its domination in the world. So we really appreciate the tremendous struggles and sacrifices of the people in the small socialist countries that have remained during this period. We feel now the tide is turning and the balance of forces is shifting once again to the anti-imperialist world. But you have had to endure through a very, very difficult period, and we very much appreciate the struggles and sacrifices you've made.